Beer Detour is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Let's do this!
Got no reason for the radio. I'd rather feel the wind and hear the bullfrogs sing. Got a buddy out towards Monroe, said he caught some hogs to trade for moonshine today. There's a party up ahead, an angel to my right. I took my hand to brush her cheek when I caught her eye. Told her you and I will dance this night away. We will dance this night away as occasions on that bad boys play. Inside the go-go, we will dance this night. We will dance the night away. Across the river, hit the LA line. She didn't see it 'cause she reads all the way. Band was playing by the time we arrived. She couldn't help but smile when she heard that fiddle play. She'd start to move underneath that moonlight. You know she felt alive. It's when I knew that brown-eyed girl was of mine.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. If you're not familiar with the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll let you know why. What I do here is I do beer reviews, beer festivals, beer events, anything and everything, beer funny skits, anything and everything beer related is on the Beer Detour channel. So if you're curious, hit the subscribe button and then turn on the notification bell. That way you're aware every time a new video drops, which is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be here doing something or another to entertain and educate you guys. So this episode is going to be dedicated to the best beers of 2022. I'm going to be doing a countdown. Last week's episode, if you haven't watched that already, go watch it. It was a lot of fun. It was the worst beers of 2022. Now we're switching it to the best beers of 2022. I'm going to give you my top 5 leading up to and crowning the beer of the year. So this is something new that I came up with just this year. So from here on out, every review that I've done throughout the year is going to be piling up to the final year-end review show where I break down my top 5 and then crown the beer of the year for that year. So that's going to be from here on out. I'm going to be doing that just for you guys. So have my top 5 favorites. Now, this year, I did a lot. I reviewed a lot of beer. I checked out a lot of beer. I went to a lot of beer festivals. Let's just say I drank a lot of beer. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to do the hard work and the scientific work just for you guys. But I will continue to do so also leading into next year. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed for that. All right, let's break down the best of the best of 2022, the best beers of 2022. So at the number 5 spot, this one was a little bit surprising. Georgetown Lily IPA. Now, I just recently checked this one out, so it's a little bit new in my memory. I can remember so much fruit flavor coming out. Almost like explosion of fruity flavor, which I love. It's a hazy IPA, which I love. The flavor profile was orange tanginess, pineapple notes in there. It had a grapefruit citrus thrown in there. Just a really good overall IPA. But it was so nice that during this sort of a fall and August time to get sort of a nice citrus kick with that type of hazy IPAs. I love hazy IPAs. And if you're like me, you're going to want to check this one out from Georgetown Brewing out of Seattle, Washington. Lily IPA rounds it and starts it at the number 5 spot of the best of 2022. Now, let's move forward. I'm going to be running through these really, really quickly. Let's move forward to, at the number 4 spot, we have Elasian Chucky. This is a killer with beer. Now, the reason I chose this for the number 4 spot is not only did it have an amazing taste, it also had an amazing collab between Elasian Brewing out of Seattle and Chucky. Everybody know who Chucky is, the serial killer doll that everybody's scared of from the 90s. It's Chucky, it's Elasian. They teamed up together in a nice, very nice collab. a wheat beer, which had a little bit of cranberry splashed in there. I had some pineapple notes. It had a little bit of spice, but not too much. If you guys know me, I don't really like or mess around with spices that much, but that one was really cool. And it was an exclusive. It's a rare exclusive. It only came out for a very limited time. You had to go look for it, and it's not around anymore. So if you have a case of that, keep it in mind that it might not come out ever again. So Elasian, the whole discovery of it was really cool. The whole exclusiveness of it was really cool. Elasian Chucky collab at the number 4 spot. Let's move forward. All right. I need some eggnog. Stat, please. All right. At the number 3 spot, another Elasian collab. This one, well, not a collab really. Another strange one, I would say, from Elasian that I didn't expect. This one is Dank Dust IPA from Elasian Brewing out of Seattle, Washington. Of course, we already mentioned that. But Dank Dust IPA really surprised me in the fact that I hadn't, how can I put that? I never had tasted something quite like the Dank Dust IPA. I've tasted something that had a dank note to it, but to specifically strain it out and make it and fret like the base note of it, the main thing, the core that you're looking for in a beer, that was a little strange. And Dank Dust did that for me, in which it was a pronounced type of flavor to it. The dank dust flavor was really pronounced in it. It was the main accord, the main note in that beer. Of course, you had your hops, you had your bitter hops, you know, some Amarillo, I believe, and some Centennial hops, I believe, which are usually really floral, bitter hops. But then, like I said, that dank note just took it to a whole nother level. Now, the whole theme about it was really cool, and I love Elasian for breaking out these bad boys where they collab or they bring something new or strange out just for you guys. So this one was really cool. I'm not sure if it was a seasonal release or not, but I just really liked it, and it's at the number 3 spot for me. All right, moving forward, this one might be a surprise to you guys, not because of what it is, but because of its ranking. I'll explain. This next beer made my favorite Thanksgiving beer. What that means is that during Thanksgiving, hopefully you guys can watch that episode as well. Go back and look for it. I think it's called the Perfect Thanksgiving Beer. I was the whole month of November, I was looking for the perfect Thanksgiving beer, and I was trying a bunch of different ones, and I was trying to kind of break it down to see which one would be my favorite, and this one came out on top. It was Friendsgiving IPA from Bellbreaker. Now, the reason I say that's a surprise, because probably a lot of you guys thought it was going to be my number 1, but it's not. I'm keeping a secret for the number 1, I'll say in just a minute. But this one, Friendsgiving IPA from Bellbreaker, was extremely cool. Now, the reason I chose it for the perfect Thanksgiving beer was because it had an amazing taste. It was extremely floral, extremely sweet. It was a little strong, I believe a 7.1 or 7.2, so it had that nice alcohol taste that you need around Thanksgiving or around your family and friends. And then the beer itself was a collab between a bunch of cool Yakima breweries. They collabed together in true Thanksgiving fashion with family and friends to make this beer. So overall, the theme of it just fit so perfectly. So that was my number 1 for the best Thanksgiving beer. But it's number 2 here as the best beer of 2022 because although I really liked it, it was a little bit on the strong side, which I guess it's a preference to everybody, and I have my preferences as well. But it's relatively more for the beer connoisseur, the beer enthusiasts that know about these brands or know about these breweries that kind of really sought this one out, right? Not for the everyday consumer, but really for a niche type of a person that's going to go look for these niche type of beers in which they're collabing. So that brings me to the numero uno. This is my beer of the year for 2022. Crux Fermentation Project's Bubble Wrap Hazy IPA. That's right, I said it. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, what the hell is Bubble Wrap Hazy IPAs? And that's because I did a really quick and informal type of review, and you can check that out. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a better one in the future. I think I am. I'm going to have to because this one became my favorite throughout the year. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. One, amazing taste. Of course, it's a hazy. I love hazies. Amazing citrus taste, pineapple, grapefruit notes in there. Of course, you had some papaya notes in there. It was orange, not bitterness to it, but an orange zest to it, which came out really prominent on it. It just has so much flavor. It was a thirst quencher. It was easy drinking. It was palatable to the normal consumer. So that's one of the reasons I chose this one as the beer of the year for 2022. It was because anybody could pick this up and drink it. And in fact, it became my favorite beer of the year to recommend to family and friends. And that's why I do a lot of this, to recommend so you guys can know which beers I'd recommend to family and friends, and you guys can pass that down. So if you're watching this, you probably like beer, right? And then you're probably recommending beers to family and friends, like I do all the time. So this one was my number 1 highly recommended beer, the most highly recommended beer of the year. And I kept bringing it back because it was just so good. It's sweet, it's floral, but it doesn't have a strong bitterness to it. The IBU, which measures the bitterness of the beer, was very, very low. The ABV, which measures the alcohol percentage, was just perfect. It was in between that 6.0 range, 6.27%. Overall, I would say this beer is perfect for every occasion, every season, from summer to spring to fall to December to winter. For those reasons, it became my numero uno beer of the year for 2022. What does the new year have to offer? Well, we're going to get there. 2023 is just around the corner, and I have a list of beers that I have in store and in mind for you guys for next year. I hope you guys have a great holiday season. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, happy holidays, Happy New Year. Drink with care, drink responsibly, of course, and make sure you drink some beer, of course, with good friends.